A forgotten island that I feel is very underrated and good for experience. This is Ramoa, also known as the Bonebeast Island. This spawn is part of the islands of Koroma, and in order to get there, you need to do some questing. Start the Shadow Isles quest, do the mission of breaking the spell to get into the Koroma volcano, and then follow the path to get to Ramoa. After you go through the teleport once, then it permanently unlocks the shortcut from Koroma to Ramoa, but be aware that there is a world event that changes the difficulty of the volcano by a lot. Normally, it only has easy creatures like fire elementals and fire devils, but once the world event is active and the volcano erupts, then it will have demons, hellfire fighters, and more. You can see if it is active before starting by using the world board in the Aperture skill. If that happens, then wait it out until it goes back to normal and then do the access. This questline unlocks a variety of spawns, including the Goroma Islands and more, so it's worth doing eventually. On Ramoa, you encounter mainly undead creatures, which is why it's pretty good for paladins. You are highly encouraged to use your AoE spells for better XP. The way of hunting this spawn depends on the strength of your character and the way you're hunting. If you were to go for a slow pace with mostly single targets, then you can stay on one side of the surface. If you do go for more AoE focus, then you start needing the creatures under the island, which are more of the same, with some additions like Necromancers. You go down and do the lap across the floor and then go back through the rope spot to the north. Hunting like this will be at least over 350k raw. I only hunted this with a new server character with low skills and imbuements, so there is room for improvements. And if you were to come with a stronger character, you might need more respawn, at which point you might want to include some pools inside of the Lich Hell. This is accessed with a pick on this spot, and inside you will find more Necromancers and Lichs. Doing the entire cave is not worth. I will focus on these two paths and then go back, but at least one time do a check on the sides, because in this area you can find undead cavers. These spawn one day every 2 to 4 days. You can find multiple at the same time, and if you find one, you should go back later that day as they continue to respawn with around 5 hours intervals. The reason to do this is because 5 kills of those unlock their bestiary for 15 points, and even though my level recommended for this spawn was of 80, it can be done earlier than that, especially with a good character. It just helps a lot to have great mana potions. Since you're using Exebo Masan almost every other turn, it will consume mana quickly. But at least if you come at a lower level, then you will be able to pick out the task for the Bonebeast for the killing in the name of quest. Besides that, this spawn is mostly for experience and is best during a new server, since the questline stops it from being contested, so it is a nice and sneaky spot to hunt. But if you want other options, then make sure to check out for more in this playlist. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to the Guild Causality, Night Star, and Tuna Hero.